Hawkins here at Chickenhawkfarmstead, and today we're back with some more mushrooms. We're gonna get these things planted. Yeah, there you go. I ain't even attempting it, but these are supposed to be a pretty good, easy to grow, decently easy to grow. I think they're intermediate or something. But they do prefer outside, warm weather, all this stuff. You can look all that up. That's what I've done, and I guess you can learn from some of the stuff I say here, I guess. Because I'm just repeating what I've already read, so I could be wrong. Let me know if I am. But anyways, these things, they like manure-based compost. So, let's show you what we have. And this used to be my brooder box for around the chickens. It had shavings in it. They pooped it all up. Actually, it's 2 rounds worth, because they were in another container. And then I combined them, and then I added a bunch of rabbit manure that's been sitting for, I'd say, at least a year or so. So, I'm about to bust this open, and the reason why we're doing this tote is, I'm going to have to clear some of this out of the way. These lights aren't going to be on much. Those be on a little bit here and there. Maybe to help with heat, probably, I guess, unless I need to. It is mid to late August. Mid to late August right now. So, it's not ideal time to be planting these outside. I should have done this, like, late spring, I guess, and got it around going, because they do like the warmer weather. It says they like to kind of colonize in like 80 degrees or so, and then cooler weather is when they actually start coming up. So that's going to be here in a few months, but it can take two months to colonate. So I'm gonna try some inside in this tote, and then let me show you my other setup. Out here under my lean-to, this thing was formerly used for worms, and I'm sure there's still some worms in it. So I got the tarp that I can pull over it easily. I can put a link if anybody requests the link to the video where I built this. Just let me know, and I'll put a link to it, but I'm not going to do it unless somebody asks. Anyways, there we go. We can pull the tarp off. So the tarp can help hold in the humidity. You can see we got a gap here, so the tarp's going to be laying there. So we should have good airflow and ventilation from that. Plus, that tarp doesn't have to be on all the time. I just think it will help with some humidity. And I'm going to dangle temperature and humidity gauge. It's one of those little digital ones. I think it's Groove or something. I'll put a link below to that. I'm going to hang that here so I can monitor and see how this does. This, like I said, was a worm composting bin at one point. So we were throwing a bunch of waste and stuff in there to let it compost. I did cap it with some biochar. So it's got some biochar in there. I mean, hell, you can see some corn remnants. This was right next to our bin that we had black soldier fly in. And so there are a bunch of dead black soldier fly larvae in here as well, which I don't think is going to hurt anything. But it's also filled with quail manure. So the vermicompost, the worm thing was already done. I used to have a quail cage hanging there, and it had a big old tote with probably, if you filled up 5-gallon buckets, 4 or 5-gallon buckets, so at least 20 gallons worth of wood shavings, biochar, and quail waste that was a year and a half old, just sitting there composting over time. And like I said, so now that's all in here with the vermicompost and everything mixed up. We plan on inoculating this. This is, though, outside more. I can't control the temperature as much. I can control the humidity somewhat, I guess, with putting that over, open it up to kind of, mess with the, you know what I'm saying. So I got limited controls out here is what I'm saying. Inside, I should have better controls over heat and humidity inside that little grow tent. But those are the 2 ways I'm going to grow it, because I don't know if these are going to grow fast enough and get to the point where they're fruiting before it gets too cold. Because when it gets too cold, it'll actually kill these. So I might be able to get some of the stuff basically to overwinter, extend my season out, but still in a more outdoor, I guess, type environment where it's going to have the fluctuations that it likes and whatever else it likes. I don't know. We'll see. First time doing it. Let's grow some mushrooms and see what happens, right? I got the spray and grow box inside the house right now we're working with. So look for updates on that. I think that video I'm about to put out soon. And then we'll have update videos coming. But anyways, that's what we got for now. Ready to go break this thing open. The little mycelium block or spawn block. I don't know what's this thing actually called. It's got a word. spawn, spread the spore. Yeah, sawdust spawn. So what it said, sawdust? Yeah. So I'll break this up. I'm gonna sprinkle some in here, maybe a third of it, and then the other 2/3 will go into that bigger container because it is a lot big size difference. And I'll make another video soon. I have an actual like mister. I'll see if I can put a picture of it here. But it's a little mister set you can get off Amazon. It actually just screws into your water hose. I got timers on my water hose, so I should be able to kick it on, you know, for like a minute and turn it off for a minute. It's the little beehive thing or whatever. I'll put a link to that too, I guess, if anybody wants it. Anyways, so with these little things, you build your own little mister system. It comes with, I think it's like 15 little emitters and little spray nozzles. Easy plug in. Cut your hose to size with a little cutter. It should come with everything we need. That's going to be a fun little review, because if it works like I think it's going to, that's going to be cool. Because that's going to be, I'm going to be doing that here, over there. I'm going to do some tree starting next year. And if those little things work like I said, like I think they might, with that little timer, because I got 2 of them. So I can do, you know, 8 total. And right now I'm only utilizing 2, really, for the animals. So, anyways, let's get this stuff spread out. We'll be back here in maybe a month or 2 and do a checkup. Hopefully, maybe a monthly checkup we'll do on the mushrooms. See what happens. See if we can see any of the growth in the media or whatever and stuff. All right, that's it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you soon.